Hi and welcome back to another cooking video. Today I will be showing you how to make a German apple cake, so let's get into the video. In order to make this German apple cake, there are a couple of ingredients that you will need. First of all, you will need 3 apples. You will need a 1/4 cup of butter, 3/4 cup of sugar, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and some cinnamon. And I will put the recipe instructions down below so that way you know how to make this recipe. So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get a bowl, and in your bowl you're going to put all the ingredients. So the first ingredient that I am going to start with is my 1/4 cup of butter. The best way to do this is make sure that you take your butter out of the refrigerator about an hour before you start making your German apple cake, because you have to make it really soft because you're going to hand blend it. So it'll be a lot easier instead of making it really hard, and it'll be so hard for you to mix it all in. The next ingredient that I'm adding into my bowl is 3/4 cup of sugar. Then I will add 1 egg in here in my bowl. My next ingredient is going to be 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Once you have all the ingredients in your bowl, the next thing is going to be to hand blend all the ingredients in this bowl. Okay, now I am ready to mix all the ingredients into my bowl. Okay, I already have my mixture already mixed in well. So now my next step is going to be I'm going to peel my apples and take the peeling off. And then we're going to slice the apples once the apples are all peeled. And this is going to be a layer of apples that I am going to put on top of the cake once it goes into the oven. And while you're getting all the ingredients, ready and all that, and peeling your apples, the best thing you can do is to preheat the oven. And you're going to preheat it at 350. And you're going to bake this German apple cake for 45 minutes. So I would get that oven going, so that way by the time you finish doing all your extra things here to get it ready for the oven, it's better to get a head start. And you can use any kind of apples for this recipe. You can use the Granny Smith apples, the Red Delicious apples, or the yellow apples. Any apple is okay for this recipe. So once you have all the apples peeled and remove all the stem, and then we're going to get our pan, and we're going to grease the pan with a little butter, so that way when we put the cake in the oven and we take it out, it won't stick to the pan. Okay, now I am back, And now what I am going to do next is I'm going to get my butter, and that's already out of the refrigerator, and we're just going to spread the butter all around the baking pan here. Make sure that when you put the butter, you get it on the center, you get it on the sides of the pan. Get it all the way around. The reason why I put some butter in my pan is because a lot of times if you don't put any butter or any grease on your pan, a lot of times the cake, you know, when it's ready, it gets stuck to the pan, or a lot of times it will, you know, it won't be easy to cut it out of there. So it's really important to grease your pan before you put in all the ingredients in here. Okay, now I already have my butter in my pan, so then the next thing that I am going to do is I'm going to put my batter in here that we mixed earlier. And then you're going to spread the batter with a spoon, and you're just going to even it out. Just spread it out for a little bit here. And this cake, it's actually not going to raise, you know, really high. It's just going to be a regular cake. So you don't need a big pan to make this apple cake. So just spread it all the way around. Get in all the corners. And then once you have the batter in your pan, the next thing is going to be the apples. Now with the apples, you're going to slice the apples, and I am going to place the apples on top of the batter. And then I will show you what else I am going to put on my cake. Okay, so this is how it's supposed to look. Okay, so now my next step is going to be my apples, and I'll be right back and I'll show you how I am going to cut them. Okay, I have my 3 apples already peeled, so now I am going to slice my apples. I'm going to cut them in half first. Then I'm going to remove the core in the center of my apple. And then basically I am just going to slice them. You don't have to make them really thick if you don't want to, but just make them in slices like this. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so then once you have your apples sliced, you're going to go back to your pan, and you're just going to place them on top of the batter. Just like that. They don't have to be spaced apart or anything. It's just put them right next to each other. And then we'll do the same thing with these other apples. And you just slice them. And make sure you remove all the seeds before you start slicing your apples. All right, here I have all my apples put into my pan. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to sweeten up a little bit more is to pour some sugar all over my apples. And you don't need that much sugar if you don't want. You just sprinkle it all over the apples. Okay, so once you have the sugar on your apples, and then you're going to add some cinnamon. So you're just going to sprinkle it on to your apples, mixed in with the sugar. Okay, so there it is. So now I have my oven preheated, and I'm baking this German apple cake at 350 for 45 minutes. So I will be back in 45 minutes, and then I will show you how this German apple cake turned out. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, it's been 45 minutes and my German apple cake is out of the oven now. So this is how my apple German cake turned out. And now what you have to do is before you serve it, wait about 15 minutes to cool off. And if you're going to put it in the refrigerator, you can wait like 30 minutes. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoy watching my video. And you can support me by subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to click on that notification button so that way you'll know when I'm going to post another video. And I will see you guys next time. Enjoy your German apple cake. Have a wonderful day.